Web application automation. See, nowadays, now automation is very important. Like all the clients are recommended to do an automation. Why? Because now here nobody is using manual testing. Like everybody knows like what is a manual testing and what is an automation testing. See, manually means we need to sit in front of the applications. We need to test the applications, right? Like human needs to sit in front of the applications and we need to test each and every action using our user hands, right? Here it will take more time and number of testers also it will be more, and also it is the deadlines. That means simply we can say the releasing deadlines also it will be increased if you go for a manual testing. Now there is no coding, there is no tools are required if you go for a manual testing. Now completely we need to do manually whatever actions we want to test. Now reports also we need to generate manually. See, this is the process we need to test it manually. Now nowadays, now to avoid this kind of problems, now all the clients are recommended to do an automation. Now either it is whatever domain it is, so either it is audio domain or simply the applications point of view, either it is a web application or mobile application or a desktop application, whatever application it is, we can able to do it an automation. Now here why the clients are preferable nowadays an automation was, see, the cost for testing is very less compared to manual testing also if you go for an automation. Why? Because everything is nowadays open source. The tools, the coding techniques, everything is open source. Now if you go for a automation, the number of resources also it is very less compared to manual. That's why the clients are preferable. Automation is the first priority for a testing. Like the developer is given one application to you, you need to test that application. As a tester, you need to make sure it is a bug-free product. Then only the product it will be released into the market. See, that is the main agenda was, the tester main agenda was how simply you can able to test the applications. Now here, now let me talk about this web applications automation. Now here, Selenium is one of the best web application automation. Now let me see here. What is basically the thing, and here the agenda is, let me simply talking about the Selenium. See here, if you want to automate the web applications, Selenium is the one of the best. It is a tool come package. Simply, it is the one of the best tool we can automate the web applications. Nowadays, there is no other tools having this many features, and Selenium is the one of the best tool to automate the applications. Any application, either static web applications or dynamic web applications, whatever application, easily you can able to automate. It is a very user friendly, and even if any bugs will come also, easily you can able to debug this issue. Like easily the debugging process also it is very easier. Now let me see here. Now Selenium. Now let me talking about what is basically a Selenium. Simply we said Selenium is a web application tool come package, and to automate the web applications, it will support only the web applications. Suppose if I need to automate the desktop applications, we need to integrate some third-party tools with Selenium, we can able to automate. And if I need to automate the mobile applications, now Selenium for desktop applications and mobile applications we can use, but we need to integrating with some third-party tools. Now here, now let me talking about mobile application automation. Like APM is the framework we need to integrate to the Selenium, and using Selenium only we can able to automate the applications, mobile applications also. Now here it is having so many features. See here, it will support multiple browsers, multiple operating systems, and multiple coding techniques nowadays, the Selenium. See, as a tester, your point is, once you create the test case, whatever operating system, whatever coding technique it is, the same test case, it has to work in wherever you can go and run the test script. Suppose I am using a Windows operating system, I created some test script using Selenium WebDriver. The same test case, it will work on Mac operating system, or it will work on Linux operating system. The agenda is like simply the test case, whatever case you created, it will work in any kind of operating system and any browser. That is the main advantage of the Selenium tool like Selenium WebDriver, it will be supported that much features. Now let me see here. See, then like let me see Selenium, it will be supported so many so many coding techniques. Now here we are talking about Python, Selenium with Python. See, compared to all other coding techniques, nowadays Python is very popular coding technique, and artificial intelligence, machine learning, robot process automation, everywhere Python only the used coding technique. Why? Because it is an open source, like it is having a set of predefined packages. Now using that package, simply we can install that package. No need to write a like bulk of code and all. Simply we need to reuse the already available packages. Now here, now if you are using Python, now you will get so many advantages. Now let me take a general example. Like suppose I have a small functionality. The functionality I can go and implement using Java coding. It will take 50 lines of code. Let me assume. Like the same functionality, if I'm using Python, I can able to implement in 20 to 25 lines of code itself. That means 50% of lines of code you can save. See, let me consider it is a small functionality. Let me consider it is a very big application. How much lines of code you can save, right? If the lines of code got saved, means the execution performance, it will be increased. The test case performance also, it will be increased. That's why nowadays most of the clients are preferable Python coding, either server side coding, or if you want to automate any kind of application, either desktop or web or mobile application. Now Python is the first priority thing nowadays. Why? Because these are the like advantages compared to all other coding techniques. Now here, now we can easily integrate Python with Selenium. We can easily integrate Python with Selenium. How we can integrate? Just simply using pip, we can install the Selenium package into Python. Now the integration is very simple. Now we can start creating our test cases. Now here, using Selenium, like we can able to create the test script. Now we need to follow some kind of test case level frameworks, and we can able to develop the framework also. Now here, test case, like whatever features I said, right? If you are using Python, like the test case execution takes very less time. Test case in performance, it will be increased. Whole project application code reduced compared to other coding techniques. The lines of code, it will be reduced. Now let me talking about just observe. See, this is the Selenium, like the Selenium Suit. Initially, the Selenium got released in 1990s. Like what is the first version of Selenium? Selenium IDE, Selenium RC is the second one. Now WebDriver. Now here, actual Selenium is nothing but the Selenium WebDriver. Now if I need to automate the web applications, we need to use the Selenium WebDriver. Now then Selenium Grid is the latest version of the Selenium Grid. If you want to perform the cross-browser, cross-platform testing and parallel testing, now the Selenium Grid configuration we need to do. Like everything is supported in the Selenium only. Now, like it is the part of Selenium. Now, how the Selenium WebDriver it will work? See, just observe Selenium WebDriver architecture. Now here, Selenium language bindings. Now Selenium internally follows the JSON WebDriver protocol. Suppose I am requesting something, that request I need to send to the browser. See, I am developing my code, my test case using some of the coding technique. Now Selenium package I integrated, I created some test case. Now that test case, it needs to communicating to the browser. On the top of the browser only we are opening application. That application, it has to communicate. How it will be communicate? Internally the Selenium, it will be following the JSON WebDriver protocol. JSON WebDriver protocol. Now here, this is the internal process. Whatever request we are sending Selenium, it is a already implemented methodologies, and just simply we need to use that methodologies. Very easy, simplest way to create the test scripts also. Now let me see here. See, inspect elements. See, now I integrated Python and Selenium. Now I am planning to start automating my application. Now first, if you want to automate, if you want to use the Selenium, first whatever application it is, nowadays all the applications are developed using HTML, like HTML and CSS. let me open one of the just simple application. Let me open one of the simple application. Just simply talking about seleniumph2.org. This is the one of the application, just simple web page. See, let me take, this is one of the application. Now here, this application, see, every application on the top of browser, whatever application we are opening, that is a web application. Now here, if I need to automate a application, now first I need to view the source code of the application if you want to use the Selenium. Now the source code, each and every developer, like they will implement the applications. Now let me see what is the source code. Right click on the page and just go and do the inspect. Just go and do the inspect. Now in down you will find some of the source code. See, this is the source code of the application. See, whatever, see, this is entirely the web application, like, sorry, HTML code. Now every developer, the web application means they will use HTML, hypertext markup language, and if I need to design the applications, they will use CSS selectors. Now here, suppose I need to get this is the text, I need to get this is the text, or maybe here I need to enter, see, this is the search box, I need to enter some of the things. See, now I am entering manually. See, Python, I am entering manually. Now through Selenium, through automatically, how I can enter into this application, the search box. Now wherever you want to go, just do the inspect element. Now we need to identify the particular tag. See, this is the tag. Just observe, this is the developer who was implemented, this is the tag for only for that search box. See, no other got updated here. Now here input is the tag name. Now these all are the attributes. Now the Selenium is providing a methodologies. The Selenium is provided a methodologies. Once I can inspect the code, I can able to view the source code. Now the Selenium is provided the object identification methodologies. Using these methodologies, I can able to identify the proper attributes, proper HTML tags and proper attributes I can go identify from the page. Now then I can using Python coding, and I can integrate Selenium methodologies. See, these are the object identification techniques, or also we can call it as a locators. Find element by ID, find element by name, class name, tag name, link test, partial link test, CSS selector, and XPath. Selenium provided only 8 object identification techniques. Our entire automation depends on only these are the 8 methodologies. You can go and use any kind of web application. Our entire automation is depends on only this is the 8 methodologies. We need to write a Python, like Python, and these are the methodologies we need to integrate, and then simply we need to plan our test case creations. We need to plan our test case creation simply. Now let me see. Now these are the object identification techniques. Now let me go on talking about just simply see. Now see, just only that object identification methodologies we are integrating with Python. Now the test case creations are, we are like just simply these are the things we are going to talking about. In web application means so many things we need to handle, right? Now some applications will have checkboxes, text boxes, radio buttons, pop-ups, security pop-ups, right? Scrolls, if you need to perform the scrolls, drag and drop operations. Now drop and like drag and drop, drop downs, how to handle the drop downs. See, frames, everything it is part of like it is the part of web application functionalities. Now each and every scenario easily we can able to automate by using Selenium WebDriver. Using Selenium WebDriver, any functionality we can able to automate. Now here, let me see the next one. Now suppose, now those are the functionalities. Like what are the supported editors? Let me see supported editors we can able to talking about. Python, if you want to write a Python code, so many editors it will support. Now among those, the Pycharm and Eclipse, these are the very good editors. Pycharm and Eclipse, these are the very two good IDEs, integrated development environments, where I am going to create my project, where I am going to write my code. That's what talking about. This is the IDEs. Pycharm is the one of the best editor. It will be supported only for Python coding. Now Eclipse also one of the best editor. Now these editors, it is having the capability to executing the test scripts also. The debugging also very easily you can able to debug. We can set some breakpoints and we can able to inspect what is the next line it is going to execute. If any test case failures, you are not going to understand the flow, and you can able to use the debugging to debugging to debug your code. Now Eclipse is also one of the good editor. Now Eclipse usually it will be supported for Java. If I need to use for Python, now here you need to use just simply a PyDev is the one of the plugin like dependency you need to install it in Eclipse. Then you can go and use simply the Eclipse also. Now these are the very popular and very most powerful editors for Python coding. Now here, now if I need to create my test case, now so many Selenium it will be supported so many frameworks. Either it is a unit test case, unit test is one of the framework, and PyTest is the framework, and BDD or Cucumber framework or robot frameworks. Whatever framework we need, and we can
Hello,
able to
it's
create
not
our test.
audible.
Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, Srinivas, we can hear you.
No,
Yeah,
no, no, no. Somebody is stop. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hear me right, Sirisha?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sure. See here, if you want to create the test scripts, here we need to like Selenium. It will be supported so many frameworks: unit test, PyTest, Cucumber, like Cucumber and BDD behavior driven framework, and robot frameworks. Everywhere the Selenium it will be supported easily. We can able to use whatever test case level, like how we can design our test cases is up to us. Like the debugging wise, the results wise, everywhere it will be supported. Why? Because Python is having so many inbuilt packages. Now if you want to generate the reports also, now if you want to generate the reports also, like the nowadays HTML based reports are very popular. Python is having a capability to, it will be supported each and every package related to the HTML reports. So Allure reports is the very popular, and like HTML reports, like let me see, Python, no need to develop any code, just simply we need to install third-party package, just we need to generate the reports. That much flexibility like the Selenium and Python it will be having nowadays. The main purpose is just simply the lines of code is very less compared to all other coding techniques. Python is having that many advantages. Now let me see here, I created my test script. Now here we can use any kind of design patterns to design our application code. Now page object model is also one of the best design pattern to design one of the like to design whole application code. Now whole application code means why we need to design your application code. That means we can simply call it as a project level framework. If you want to develop a framework, whatever automation it is, now must you need to follow some kind of design patterns. Why? Because in future if any changes will come, you how easily you can able to interacting into your test script changes. Automatic screenshots you need to capture, automatic reports you need to generate. Whenever the test case will fail, automatically it has to send some screenshot, it has to send some debugging logs, and everything. If you need to like no manual stuff if you go for an automation. Now that's why if any test case will come, like if any test case the failure will come, no need to navigating to the each and every test case. And in our framework, if you need to map a one file, or maybe like you can use either CSV files or Excel files. Through Excel you can able to control your whole application code, whole application project you can able to control through Excels. Now I developed some of the code. Now that code and all, if any failures or maybe new features are come, I can implement. Now if any object changes, maybe the local file, some of the details, the test data I need to modify. Like test data means how we can make sure the test is pass or fail. I need to compare, the tester needs to compare actual and expected results. Then only he makes sure like the test is pass or fail. Now actual results are coming from the application, expected results as a tester we need to maintain. Now the test data where you are going to maintain, Now here we are going to use, like some clients will preferable databases. Nowadays 90 to 95% of the projects are recommended to use the Excel files or CSV. Why? Because database means again we need to write some code, server side coding. Like database side, you need to write some code, you need to make some database installation, and it will be taking some time. The execution also, it will be taking more time if you have database. Now here, if you have Excel files or CSV files, now the test input data, everything you can store in Excel files. Now easily you can able to read the data from the Excels to your test case, and you can maintain your whole test data in the Excels. Like why? Because the Excels and CSVs, how it will be operated based on your rows and columns, right? Bulk of data also you can able to store in Excel files. Now it is a very good option, and the using Excel files, you can store the data and you can map the same data to your test case framework, like test cases. Just simply the execution also, it will be faster compared to other code, like compared to other like the option databases. Now this is the end-to-end flow. Like first, as a tester, you need to do some kind of feasibility study initially. Now once you're done with the feasibility study, you identify the best automation tools, now the best coding technique. Now then you need to start creating, like simply manually means you have the list of one-liners. Now automation, each and every one-liner you need to map into an automation test script. Now while creating the test script, now what is the test case level framework you need to choose? Now, what is the project level framework you need to choose? Now, how you can design your test scripts? Now, let me see here. Now, you have the two functionalities. Now, first test case, you already covered the second test case 50% functionality. Now, the second test case, the extra 50% you need to implement. Now, here in this case, if you are not following a proper framework, now the functionality, it will combine, it will be repeated the functionality. Your task is you need to save your lines of code, then only automation performance it will be increased. Now for this purpose, if you go for a better coding technique, you can create a reusable methodologies. The reusable methodologies you need to map into the second test case also. No need to implement second time, right? Single time implementation, and whenever you need, you can able to use it. See, like this, you have to design the frameworks and all. Now here, now Selenium, suppose if you want to upload some file. Basically, if you, let me take an example in web applications, we are clicking some upload file button. Now upload, whenever you are clicking, it will be navigating to the local desktop. That means it will open upload file option from your local PC. That is not a web application, that is a desktop application, right? It is collecting files from your local PC, that is a desktop. Now Selenium doesn't support the desktop, but you can able to integrate some third-party tools like AutoIt or Pybin Auto, right? See, you can able to integrate very easily. Our automation, it won't block, either it is a mobile application or a desktop application or web application. Once you land one kind of automation, like the mobile and web automations are similar, it will be covered both. It will be covered both, but extra you need to learn APM framework. See, that much level, that training, it will be a part of this Python with Selenium. In this here we are going to give the trainings like this, and everything is practical. We can create a one real-time project in the trainings itself. Just simply it is one kind of real-time experience you will get once we can take this is the trainings. Now, like this is simply like just whatever applications like if you want let me see, just I will open Pycharm. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know. I will show it just how we can able to automate automatically one of the application, very simple way. And meanwhile, if you have any questions, let me know, like I will clarify the things. I will open some of the. Yes, anyone are having questions? Like I will just open Pycharm and it will take some time. Yeah, Shirisha, can you hear me, right?
Yes, Srinivas.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I thought nobody is responding, right? That's why. Yeah, just once again, just it is loading my Pycharm. Just uh, yeah, just observe here. Just simply, I just open like just simple application. Now here, this code is already available. Now suppose if you want to open it, just simply one of the application. Uh, Let me see how we can able to write. Very easier, very easiest way. Yeah. See, just simply no. Here, just simply, I'm going to open. Now, already I configure each and every dependency in my thing. Just simply, now I am going to import the Selenium package. Why? Because I'm going to integrating Selenium with Python. Now, just simply, See, suppose I am going to choose my Chrome driver, my Chrome browser to open the application. Just simply, I'm going to open one simple application, whatever application that is your. See, previously I opened, this is the website, right? Now just simply, I'm going to copy the same application URL. Now just simply, I'm going to paste, this is the URL here. Now just simply, I will wait for some time. Let me see import space time. Here time dot sleep, just for 15 seconds I'm waiting, just for reference purpose only. Now no need to wait that much time also. Like just simply, I'm going to run this code. Say just automatically the browser, how it will be open, automatically the Chrome browser it will open, the application URL is also open automatically. Very simple. See how many lines, just only, see these all, this is not required, and this is the only the importations. Now see here, just simply, I'm going to, the Chrome is automatically launched. Now the application URL is also automatically, it will open. See, my network is very slow, that's why it is taking this much time. See, the application URL is automatically open. See, this is the way. Now the next task is, once the application got open, now what is your requirement? Suppose you need to click on a downloads, or you need to click on a documentation. What is the action you are going to perform? Now that action, just you need to do the inspect element. You need to find out the required objects, and then you need to use the Selenium object identification techniques, and simply you need to do the integration. Now here how I am using, right? Just simply I will show it the previous one. Just simply here. See, once the application got open, now here we need to choose our required object methodology, and we need to find out the proper object value. Now whatever action you are going to perform, like this, you need to do the integration, and you need to do it down automation. So very simple. Now compared to all other coding techniques, this is the very best way, like using Python, like the framework, the code development, everything you can able to implement very easier way, right? Yeah, this is the just simply, like nowadays Selenium is the one of the best web application automation tool come package. Now like 99%, like not 900% nowadays web application means Selenium only using, no other tools. Nowadays it is a very good coding technique, right? For Python, up to Python. Now, like in the market wise, you have a lot of opportunities. Why? Because all the new projects, they are going to choose the Python is the best coding technique to automate the applications, like mobile applications. The APM also it will be supported Selenium. Now everywhere automation means Python, it is the very popular coding technique. Just simply you need to use, like the combination of Python with Selenium is the first priority thing, like nowadays in the real market. Okay, yeah, this is from my side. If you have any questions, like just let me know, and like if any questions, I will do some clarifications.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, what's the course duration?
Yes, this course duration basically just I will open a notepad. Yeah, here this course completely it is a practical. Here we can discuss it like how the thing is basically, and I'm not directly jumping onto the Selenium. Why? Because automation means it is similar to development. Must you need to know coding, at least a basic idea. That means Python, if you know well and good, and even if you don't know any coding you don't have any coding experience also, like our training, it will be starting from Python. Our training, it will starting from Python. We need to discuss some of the topics, whatever topics required for our automation. Those topics we are going to discuss initially. Once that topics are completed, then simply we can move on to the Selenium. Practically, we can implement a one real-time project along with the test case level framework and project level framework. Now here, that's why the course actual duration, it will take 35 to 40 hours, including the real-time project, 35 to 40 hours. Now, why I'm increasing like 35 hours, it is more enough. like freely you can able to learn this course. And suppose the hours why I'm increasing like this, suppose in between you are asking some clarifications, maybe I am explaining some application. Now in backend you are practicing something, we need to discuss that clarifications also in the sessions itself. Now we need to clarify that and all that issues, it will take some time, we need to implement some real-time project. Now that's why the actual duration we can say 35 to 40 hours, complete web application including the project. Clear? Any questions? Yeah, I'm trying to close. Like, please ask if you have any questions before. I will wait for 2 to 3 minutes. If you in between, if you have any questions, any clarifications, like what is the frameworks in the project level, in the test case level, like what is the things, like how in real time we are going to implement, like in the point of any questions, let me know. No questions, like yeah, let me finish the session. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone, and see you. Bye. Yeah, bye Shirisha.